Jericho Price here, and today I'm going to give you a little bit of an intro into some Star Wars helmets that I've made. The short of the story is it's December 2017 and The Last Jedi comes out in a few weeks, and a friend of mine, Sam, said, hey, let's dress up this year for the premiere. I was like, yep, that sounds like a lot of fun. We all kind of just said, hey, let's pick our own costume. So the first thing that came to my mind is I would like to be an X-Wing pilot. I thought the helmets were really cool. After doing about a little bit of Google research, you'll find that a decent quality, somewhat realistic helmet is really expensive. You're going to drop at least $200 on a decent helmet. A lot of them you're going to spend $200 on a plastic helmet and then have to do even more work to it. There's options out there. They're really cool. I mean, if you're looking for that movie replica helmet, that's out there. Just wasn't something I really wanted to drop that much money on. After talking to the group that's going to the movie with me, they all wanted X-Wing helmets too, but it was just the price range was crazy. I did a little bit of research and found that a lot of guys out there are making helmets with what is referred to as EVA foam or craft foam. So I got interested in that, did a lot of research, looked at a lot of YouTube videos of the technique, and tackled it myself, and I'm really happy with the results. So this video is kind of just an intro to the helmets I made and just a quick overview of the process. If this video gets enough hits, I will start to do a series of videos of making an X-Wing helmet from scratch. To give you the quick and dirty of how to make these helmets, you start with EVA foam, which comes in square sheets of foam. You can buy this at like auto shops. You may have recognized it. It's like the foam matting that you can put on like a garage floor so your feet don't get tired. You can buy it in rolls, you can buy it in sheets. I will say the thinner the foam, the easier it is to use and make a helmet, but the thicker, it's a little bit harder to use, but you get a more sturdier helmet. Now, the tricky part for me was to make these helmets. You'll find, as you do a little bit of research on them, there's patterns out there. So if you want to make a Halo helmet, you could find a Halo helmet pattern. It took me a little bit to find the pattern for the X-Wing helmet, and even when I did, I wasn't very happy with it. So I went ahead and adjusted it. I have a good file. If I get enough views on these videos and enough interest, I may post that so everybody can download it. You have your square sheets of foam. You cut out the pieces based on the pattern, and then you kind of just put it together with a context mat or super glue. How most people do it is they print out the pattern on a piece of paper, they cut out the pattern, put it on the foam, and then use like an X-Acto or a razor blade to cut out the foam. I am very fortunate. My work has a laser engraver that we use to engrave parts, but it also will cut, so it is powerful enough to cut the foam. So for me, I just had the digital file of the template. I cut the pieces out of the foam, and that part was really easy. So you would cut out all your pieces of the foam. You use a heat gun to get, because right here you'll see the foam's kind of thick, but once you use a heat gun, it actually will form to the shape you want. You glue it. Once it's all glued together, the step you would do is to seal your seams of where you glued the foam together. I used a combination of wood filler and quick seal. It's kind of like a caulk. And then once you have your helmet pretty much formed, your seams are sealed, you do a layer of sealing glue over top of it to seal it so when you go to paint, the paint doesn't just get absorbed by the foam. And then we used Plasti Dip as our base. So we Plasti Dipped all the helmet. That kind of gives it that nice rubber feel. And then that also gives you a good surface for the paint to attach to. We used spray paint to do the base colors. And then in some cases we used hand acrylic paint using brushes. We used Sharpies on some of the detail. Once the helmets were all painted, they were sealed with a clear coat, and then I went ahead and did a weathering pass on them to make them look dirty, and that turned out really sharp. Again, that would be, the weathering alone would probably be one of the videos in the series that I'm about to do. So let's get a closer look at some of the helmets I've made. This is Red 5 helmet, which is like what Luke Skywalker wore in A New Hope. I tried to be as close to the detail as I could. I wasn't shooting for exact match though. It's got the little like construction lines on the top here, the Rebel logo. These pieces right here, these little details, were done with Sharpie. I had, as you saw earlier in the video, the laser that could cut out the foam. I cut out little strips of thin cardboard to use to trace. It's got all the symbols on it, all the colors close to matching the film. This is the one that I'm actually going to wear, and I'm very happy with how this one turned out. The next one I did for my friend is, this is Wedge Antilles helmet. This one was a little different because of the color scheme, some of the details that it has on top. Again, most of these small details were done with Sharpie. It was just way easier to do than hand painting. This was kind of another helmet based on Red 5 / Luke Skywalker. This one's for my little brother. The kind of fun thing we did with this one is, as you saw in the video of the laser cutting out the foam, I actually cut out the Rebel logo and added it on here, so it kind of has that 3D bevel effect. Same details. What was really nice is once you have the digital pattern, I measured the circumference of his head compared to mine, so all I had to do was scale the artwork. Loosely based it off the Blue Squadron in Rogue One, so it has some of those similar features as like the blue Rebel emblem and some of the designs on top, and then I kind of just went with my own thing with the designs on the side, which was what's really cool about these helmets is you could really do them whatever color you want. For example, I work at Merchant Automotive, and our business colors are orange and black and sometimes like a gray color. So I went ahead and put our logo on this one and did it in the orange and black style. This one hasn't been weathered yet. That's after I'm done painting, that'll be the final step. But again, this just kind of shows you can make it your own. Kind of go with them, you know, take a look at Sabine's helmets from Star Wars Rebels and all the crazy colors she has. You can do whatever you want with these. One final note on the pattern of these helmets, the way it's designed, there's not really cushion on the inside of the helmet, so when you put it on, it's a pretty good fit, but it kind of has that wobble to it. It doesn't sit on very good. So we were going to take the time to cut in some like foam inserts and make it fit better. Well, then I discovered, I wear a hat backwards all the time. I had my hat on one day and I accidentally forgot to take it off and put the helmet on accident, but the bill of the hat in the back actually holds it from moving, and it's covered in the back. You can't see it. That's just the shape of the inside helmet, so that's the way I'm gonna do it. You most certainly could cut pieces of foam and make it fit a little better, but I'm completely happy with this, how this looks, and that's how we're gonna do it. Like I said, if this intro video gets enough attention, I will go ahead and do a video series of step 1 to the final step of making these helmets. I will post the pattern for free as well if this video gets enough attention, so if you are interested in that, please subscribe to my channel, like the video, and comment with any questions you might have, and we can go ahead and do that. Again, thanks for watching, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you.